And we're here. A little bit of a different setting today, but my favorite setting. Out fishing. Oh my goodness. I remember when I was a little kid, and obviously, like most people that fish, my dad was the first one that brought me out when I was little, bobbers and whatnot. And for several years, I didn't fish, probably from like, what, five? From 5 to, I don't know, 15, maybe. Going for pike today, WCC, and I can just say I'm so thankful that I gained this hobby, such an amazing way to just relax, and started working full time again. Actually training somebody as well, and that takes a lot of energy, and working this night shift basically to coincide with American time is exhausting, and I felt I absolutely need a break and a chance to just do something fun and relax. So that for me is fishing. The way that it recharges me is really something special. I'm out here hoping for pike. It's the very beginning of December. The water temperature is probably, very beginning of February. The water temperature is probably like, obviously not freezing because there's no ice, not even a single bit of ice on this lake. I don't know, 43 I think, the last time I checked. I have a thermometer with me, and I will check again, but let's see, just a little jerkbait coming through the water. I have caught some nice pike here before, but the whole point is the peace of just being out here is really something special. If you're looking for a hobby, I recommend invest $30 a cheap rod at Walmart if you're in the US or wherever you are. Invest something into a fishing pole and learn a little bit about fish that taste good. You can start with that, and maybe start bringing home some fish once in a while, or get out here, and even if you catch nothing, it's a really relaxing hobby that you can pretty much find a place to fish anywhere near you. And I'm so thankful that I could be out here today. Who knows? I might even get lucky and catch one. I'm in a new area, at a big stone point, hoping that some pike are in either a bay in front of me or the open water behind me. What a beautiful way to relax. I just looked, ooh, nope, that was a rock. That was a rock. Suspending jerkbait, I'm telling you. What's this? No, that's some wind. Oh my god. Imagine if I just saw one swimming on the surface. Take a cast this way. Can you guys still see me? Give it a try this direction. No matter where I go, I've lived in Hungary, in Budapest, I've lived in New Jersey most of my life. I lived here in Georgia, Tbilisi, Georgia. And pretty much anywhere you go, you'll find some water. And what's cool about here in Europe, which they don't have largemouth bass. It's considered a invasive species pretty much here in Europe. It's mostly a North American fish, in some places stock with largemouth. I would love to see this reservoir stocked with largemouth. Oh my god. If I could pay $200 and just get largemouth shipped out here, I would. Drop the population in. They would take over this lake. A lot of perch, a lot of pike, but largemouth is a king predator, seriously. And for sport angling, it doesn't get much easier. Very predictable fish, but oh yeah. This love of fishing has led to a love of nature, has led to a love of the water. I have paddleboard here, that when the time comes, I'll be taking the paddleboard out, which today actually could have been manageable, but since I was coming to a new area and had no idea if it's going to be something suitable to put the paddleboard in, and the weather is unpredictable, and truthfully, I don't plan on staying out here all day, maybe a few hours, but being out in nature and fishing is one of the absolute things on the top of my list that I want to pass down and introduce my kids to. And I just told my wife, you know what, as long as the kids fish, pray, and work, I'm happy. Skiing as well, that goes in hand. Skiing, hunting, fishing, all covers all the seasons basically. As long as I pass that down to them, I know that they'll have a way to relax themselves and kind of get away from the track the school. They have a place, obviously, but I remember when I was a kid, I had a Game Boy, my first Game Boy, at like 13, and from 13 to 16 was just a blur. I was on that thing all day until one day I was working with my dad at one of his apartments, and he was fixing it, and I was supposed to be doing something, and he came into the room and I was just sitting on the bucket sitting on a 5-gallon paint bucket just playing my game, and he took my game out of my hand and just smashed it on the floor. And honestly, at the time I was like, oh, what the heck, but now looking back at 30 versus I was 16, thank God. Nothing against video games, but I think that personally a 30-year-old man should have some hobbies that have nothing to do with video games, have nothing to do with screens, have a possible purpose in true relaxation. I look back and that's a beautiful thing, you know. What's funny about that Game Boy is that a family member got it for us, unbeknownst to my parents that they were going to get it, you know. And I'm pretty sure, if I recall that day, when my aunt gave us the video game, we opened it, my mom had dropped us off, they were going to watch us for the weekend, it was Christmas time, they gave us this Game Boy, and I remember my mom was like, no, we can't take it. Frank, my dad, is not going to let them have it, and we had it for a while, and that was the equivalent of, oh, you're grounded? No Game Boy. Versus today, oh, you're grounded? No phone. So, I remember, I'm glad that my dad broke that game. That was like coming out of a trance for 3 years. I literally don't remember what I did from 13 to 16. But after that game was broken, I started skateboarding, and I still skateboard once in a while, but I can tell you, Tbilisi, Georgia is not the place for skateboarding. Been a few months, I think since November, since I caught anything substantial. But I'm here in February, and I've gone fishing multiple times since then, in the middle of December, middle of January, just as a way to get out here and have some fresh air, have some fun, relax, and I couldn't imagine my life any other way. What would I be doing right now if I wasn't fishing? I don't even know. Scrolling? Would I be here, married to my wife? Would I be working full-time in a job that I like, that is an absolute blessing for me? Would I have pursued different things in my life? I don't know, but I don't know. Nothing happens when you're on the couch, as a lot of people have said. So, maybe instead of buying new Xbox games, just buy a $30 fishing pole instead of $60 games. I'm so thankful that I did this. Seriously, what would I be doing right now if I didn't fish? I mean, I could go to the gym, of course, but realistically, you can only go to the gym so much. That's 20, 30 minutes, an hour maximum if you really wanted to devote your time to some gym. But out here fishing, I can stay. Today, I'll probably stay for 3 hours, but I'm out here fishing, I lose track of time, and in a flow state like that, it's really beautiful. How many things in our life do we have where we can say, yeah, that's I can lose my time there and be happy. It doesn't matter if I'm here for 2 hours or 10 hours. It makes no difference. Back home in New Jersey, I would get on my kayak, and 10 hours is a minimum time that I would use for my fishing, especially on the kayak. Oh my God, how many beautiful days I just had, how many great times with friends, how many great times by myself, how many big fish sighting situations I was in. Amazing. So I was hoping at the time of this video I would have gotten lucky and caught something, but I'm still bringing this guy in. I think I'm wrapping up my thought for the day. Get your hobbies. Make sure you have your hobbies. It's going to last you through your whole life, you know. And as much as I would love to make a fishing channel, a YouTube channel about fishing, who knows? That'll come down the line. Maybe when I have my own boat, that'll be more along my lines. But at this point, guys, the idea of these videos is from good to great. I was thinking last night, what do I have to offer? And you know what? When I look back, I have a lot of stories. I've got a lot of stories about looking back when I thought a certain situation at the time was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And when I look back, I'm glad those certain situations happened. And some of those stories I'm willing to share publicly, and some not. You tell me, is it worth making a Patreon and sharing some of these stories? I mean, I wouldn't say that it's wild stuff, but I can truthfully say there's just some stories at this point that I would rather share with a small audience that's particularly interested. I wouldn't want to just throw those things out into the world just yet, but those kinds of stories typically hold the biggest lessons. Seemingly dark times that dark at the time, but you look back, it's impossible to appreciate what's happening at that time. You need years many times to look back and say, oh yes, that was the best case scenario for me. I made the best out of that situation. But seriously, how many cool stories I have that I would love to share with you guys, but like I said, at this point I'm just not ready to just throw that out there in the world unless this YouTube channel is making it worth it for me. And by worth it, I mean maybe earn some money from YouTube. That would be my dream. I'd be happy if I made $1,000 a month from YouTube. I know it's doable. I know I have stories for it. And as I've been training our new trainee at the office, I realize how much I love to be a mentor. And looking back, I wish I could have been a mentor to my brothers more. I have 2 younger brothers, and now we're all pretty much seemingly the same age, but when we were small, the only regret I have is I wish I could have been a better big brother. I wish I would have taken my brothers more along with me. But I don't know. I just hope that I can teach my own children one day that, listen, the number one thing you can be is, I don't want you to be for me, the number one thing, if I could say I want you to be something, I would want you to be a good big brother or a good sibling or a good mentor to the people that you love. I don't care, like, oh, I want you to be a good student, and that has their place and things, as my wife has convinced me, and I agree. But be a good big brother. Be a good mentor to the people who you should love and do love. Yeah, I look back and my one regret in life is I wish I was a better big brother. I would have. Now that we're both all older, I love spending time with my brothers, and on the days I can convince them to come fishing with me or come kayaking with me, it's a really special experience. And these kinds of things are the ones that you're worth sharing with the people that you love. So from good to great, it's all about stories, telling stories, all about my journey from good to great. And I want to hear from your stories too, and eventually create some some interviews just with normal people. You know, I love watching the Joe Rogan Experience, Lex Friedman podcast, Jack Huberman, the doctor, who else? Diary of a CEO. Those are great podcasts. However, you know, let those big names end up where they on those podcasts, and you know, you hear the story 3 times, and that's great. But at this point, I'm a normal guy looking to go from good to great, and it's an ongoing journey, and I hope we're going to take it together. And this is the format of the idea right now. Just come out and record my own personal story from good to great. So more specific stories are coming, but I'm just setting the tone for these videos. And if I get a fish after I close this, you guys will see. But let's see. It's a beautiful February day. I'm thankful to be out here. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful that I love Jesus Christ. I'm thankful for my wife. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health. That should have been the first thing. I'm thankful for my health. I'm out here on 2 legs with 2 eyes. Perfectly, everything works in perfect order. And until the sad thing is that for most of us, we don't appreciate that until we see someone limping down the street. We don't appreciate that until our parents are going through some health issues, you know. Until you hear somebody else's story of what's going on with them, sometimes for us it's the fact that I can walk around and see is sometimes at the back of our list. Isn't the very first thing that we say. Just think about when you have a cold. When you have a cold, the only thing you're thinking about is, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I stop coughing. I can't wait till I stop sneezing. Can't wait till my nose stops running. So let's be thankful for those simple things. Guys, I'm Ferenc Kuhn, and I want to thank you for joining me on this journey from good to great. Take it easy.